Swap is making some moves. Let's see what's up. All right, so before we get started with what we were going to cover tonight with Swap and how to mine it using Hashr8 OS, I wanted to do a kind of a special mention. I don't do this very often, but there was a community member, I guess you would call him, Crypto Clydesdale. I think he won something on Red Panda's last stream, but he built this incredible, really cool mining rig out of what appears to be some type of a heater, floor heater kind of thing. And check this thing out, man. This thing is so cool. Yeah, it's got EVGA, and I think he actually put a sticker on the back that made it look like EVGA Duraflame, I think, or EVGA Flame, I think, something like that. I think it's, yeah, right here. Here we go, right here. So I don't know if he made this after the fact or what. That still looks, yeah, that's the front. So I don't know if he made that little sticker after the fact or what, but yeah, super cool. It looks like all 1660 Ti's, I think. Well, I don't know about this one, but yeah, very cool rig. Just really like this install for sure. That's like super unique, and it makes so much sense because, you know, they basically put off a lot of heat, and yeah, super cool. Just wanted to throw a little shout out there. I thought that was really super neat. So I wanted to bring that up and make sure that my settings are right here. I'm not streaming to myself. All right, looks good. Hey, what's up, Crypto Shopping? What's going on, man? All right, so let's get into the content. I don't know, you know, something else as far as news goes in our little crypto mining community here is it looks like Brandon Coin's going to be streaming again, live streaming again soon, probably at 10 o'clock. I don't know if he's going to stream tonight at 10 o'clock, but I believe that he decided on 10 o'clock again. So basically I've been going, you know, that's how it started. Actually was streaming right before him and then leading into his stream. And at 10, I would go from 9:30 to 10, and then he would go from 10 to 11, I think. Then it turned into like 10:30. Anyway, so it's kind of cool to see him hopefully come back and start streaming again. But anyway, I'm just kind of getting off track here. Let's look at what we are going to do tonight, which is how to mine Swap or XWP on Hashr8 OS. I did a video. Actually, let me just go back to my notes here. So that's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at Swap on NVIDIA cards. So if you go to what to mine and throw up, let's just say a 2060, for example, at 10 cents, we'll go 11. We'll go my actual kilowatt hour here, per kilowatt hour. Swap shows up on the very top. All right, still not, you know, it's not like anything to really make you feel too crazy about. It's 15 cents, but that's 15 cents per GPU, you know, after power costs, which is not bad. Okay, so at least it's not in the negative like a lot of the RX cards, although they did kind of make a comeback and get into the green on, you know, mining Ethereum Classic in the past 2 or 3 days, I think. I don't know where it's at now. I haven't checked, but yeah. So a lot of these NVIDIA cards are going to show Swap at the top or near the top. I think as you work your way down through the different level, or not levels, but different card variants here, basically age, right? So like right here, you get a 1660, then it flips and has Zcoin as the most profitable, not by a lot, but pretty much anything above a 1660, like a TI, a 2060, a 2070. I believe Swap is at the very top. Yep. I think pretty sure on 2080s it's at the top. Yeah, and that's just today, folks. That's not something that, it's not always up there, but I have noticed it the last few days, last couple of days, I think, that's been up there at the top. All right, so cool stuff there. One of the more, at least a profitable coin on some of the NVIDIA GPUs. It's really inefficient on RX cards or AMD. I don't think that any of them, like even if you had a Radeon 7 It's going to be pretty far down here, I believe. Yeah, it's like a little bit not profitable after electric. So it's just the algorithm is just not very efficient on RX cards. So there you go. That is what we are going to be looking at. And this is the website for, actually this is the website for swap. It's xwp.one. I think it used to be swap.fyi, and they changed it for some reason that I can't remember. Now it is xwp.one. And as far as if you want to know a little bit more about swap, I did a video on Friday. Kind of not a real deep dive, but it was a 46-minute video. I was trying to keep it down to 30 minutes, but it just ran over. And this goes more in depth into what swap is and what it's all about. But basically, it is a privacy coin that uses the Kukuru29S hashing algorithm and CryptoNote algorithm for transactions. So for mining, it uses Kukuru29S, and for the transaction side, it uses CryptoNote. And it has small dynamic 15-second blocks that uses bulletproofs to decrease the confidential transaction proof sizes. So, because whenever you encrypt data on a network, this causes larger file size, or in this case proof sizes, to be transmitted on the network. So it's actually kind of inefficient, right? If the entire transaction, like the sender, the receiver, and the amount are all encrypted or obfuscated using ring CT, the transaction can be very large, like many kilobytes in size. So, and that might not sound like it's large, but for a large number of transactions on the network, that is a large size. With other privacy solutions such as ZK Snarks, there also has to be a trusted setup for private transactions to occur. So there has to be communication even before the transmit and receive, or the sending and receiving of crypto, the actual transaction itself. Something that has to be set up beforehand to enable that transaction. So there's more of a delay, less efficient, so on and so forth. And with bulletproofs, this trusted setup between the sender and receiver is not needed, and that leads to an overall efficiency gain in both speed and size. So that is something that swap is known for, being stable and also super efficient. They like efficient, blockchain downloads. They like efficient transactions. They like everything to be super efficient. So that is always a good thing with a project to be efficient, or want to be efficient on the network, which leads to a better user experience and all that stuff that goes along with that. If you want to learn even more about swap, then go and check out their manifesto, and it's on their Medium page. I'll post that over here in the chat real quick. Oh wow, we got some folks showing up. What's going on, guys? Thanks for showing up. So here's their manifesto. Here. What's going on, Crypto Mikhail, Jay Bohannon? What's up, Sam Ben? What is going on? What's up, Red Panda? Yeah, everybody smash that like. All 5 of you. All right, so that is Swap's manifesto. It's fairly long, not going to really, I'm definitely not going to read it. But it is a good read if you're concerned about privacy, so I would recommend you take a look at that. It's almost a year old. Basically, they go through what they stand for, and why privacy is important, and all those great things that we always like to talk about in the crypto world. All right, so let's jump straight into mining from here. I'll close that. Probably close that as well. All right, so we are going to go with the spreadsheet that I used to use a while back. I've already pre-filled it, but I wanted to just throw it up here so that you guys can pause the video if you're interested in this project, and you can kind of get the information that you need off of this. This is just today. This is what's going on right now. I did it right before the stream, so this is pretty accurate as far as the COINMARKETCAP value. It's almost 5 cents. The market cap is way low. Volume is almost all of the market cap. Maximum supply is 18,400,000, which is less than Bitcoin, there is some telemission on the end of that, I believe. I don't remember the numbers as far as, I think it's like 160,000, almost 160,000 coins each year, starting after year 8. But you know, the max supply right now before that telemission is actually less than Bitcoin, which is kind of cool to note there, because a lot of coins go 10x, you know, Bitcoin, you know, and go 210 million or 2.1 billion or whatever. You know, they try to mimic the 21 million maximum supply, but in this case they didn't do that. They actually went less, so that's kind of cool. All right, so we're going to reference this. I didn't put a pool and a port in there because I wanted to show how to get that information. Obviously, all this in the white and not the grayed out areas are things that you really have to have in order to mine. You know, you have to have some information available to you in order to successfully mine a coin. All the stuff in grayed out section here, or these grayed out values here, are not really needed, but it's good to have information. And then depending on your miner, you know, you got to figure out which one you're going to use and which one supports the project and the hardware that you have. And then you'll have to look at overclock settings after that. All right, but I wanted to leave the pool and port because I want to show you how to actually get that information if you're not familiar with it. Normally you would go to, in this case, you could just go to Swap's website, which is usually a good start. Find out what they recommend as far as pools and everything. They have the official swap pool here, but if you go up here to get started, there's a pools link here. You could just scroll down as well, but if you go get started and then pools here, you'll see it takes you down to this pools. It's pretty much the whole website is one large scrolling screen from what I can tell. It's not bad. It's a good, pretty decent website. I dig it. It's not. It's got all the information on it that you need, I guess. So here you would probably, I would support, just me personally, I like to support a project by using their official pool if they have one. There are sometimes more fees associated with it, or at least a reasonable fee associated with it, which I'm okay with. I mean, look, they have to support the pool, they have to pay for hardware, they have to pay for all this stuff in support and management. I know how brutally inefficient or unprofitable mining is right now. So this is, you know, I don't mind that 1.5% or 2% or whatever it is for the official pool. I like to support a project on their official pool if they do recommend one. Sometimes they'll say, hey, don't use our pool, you know, use somebody else's. It just depends on the project. In this case, I would like to use the official pool. So let's try to do that. And if we go, but the first place you really want to go, well, actually, let me click on this. So this is what their pool looks like, the official pool. But usually if you're looking for a pool, the first place you want to go is miningpoolstats.stream. And I've already searched for swap on here. And I want to note something, because whenever I typed in swap earlier, see how it resolves. I don't know if this is just my browser or what, but see how it resolves to swap XWP here. It's like something is broken, because if you just click on it, nothing happens, right? Let me go back to the main page so you can see what I'm talking about here. So this is just miningpoolstats.stream. I'm not on a specific project or anything. And if I type in swap here, this is what it resolves to. And then if you click on it, nothing happens. So what you have to type in here is XWP, and then see how it looks different now. So now it looks like swap. So now you click on that, and then you get the list of pools that is currently working with swap. Okay, so here is their official pool. I think it's pool.xwp. Oh, you know what? Just realized that. Okay, that is it. Pool.xwp.one. Okay. So it looks like there's only 3 miners on there. I'm one of them, I guess. Because I am currently mining it. I'm 33 graphs per second. Is that right? I think I'm saying that right. Yeah, graphs per second. So, yeah. Weird. Let's see here. But what I wanted to note is I actually saw that this solo pool, because if you look at the number of miners and then how often they're hitting blocks, right? In the last 100, this solo pool here actually hit, let me see if there was any, yeah, there's 0% fee on that official pool. Okay, so you know, that would kind of lend you to using that one. But I do want to point out that this solo pool here, it does have 1.5% fee, but there's only 14 miners on it, and they've hit 6 blocks in the last 100. Which, if you were to do all the calculations here and just see, I mean, I say this all the time, nothing's free. So it's going to work out in the end. It just depends on the timing, right? So like you could solo mine and hit a few blocks and then hop off and get on another pool and be okay. But if you just constantly mine on the same pool for a really long time, it's all going to even out in the end, because nothing's free. There's no little tweak that's going to get you to be luckier and stuff like that. So you just have to keep that in mind whenever you're looking at stuff like this. You know, the network is going to work out in the end as far as who gets what, as far as mining rewards and stuff goes. All right, so yeah, 6. I just want to point this out because we might actually look at that. If Brandon doesn't go live at 10, then I might actually look at that, and we'll go with that one. But for now, we'll stick with pool.xwp.one. So this is the pool that we're going to use. And if we go to connect, this is all like the status, and this is actually my status right now. It's showing only 23, but if you go to the actual miner, it's a lot more than that. Not a lot more, but it's 33. So anyway, we'll mess around with that in a minute. Get all this stuff out here. So we might go back to the solo pool in a little bit. That would be kind of cool. All right. So you click on connect up here in the top, and that'll get you some values that you're going to need. You're going to need the pool address and then a port. In this case, I couldn't really figure out, because it lists all these ports, and it lists, I couldn't figure out the difference here between. Normally it would highlight it and say that there's a reason that there's 2 different ports, and I don't know what it is, to be honest. Because if you see right here, port 3000 appears to be same starting difficulty, same description as 7731. So I don't know what the difference is. I mean, why there would be 2 different ones. I'm sure there's an explanation. I just don't know what it is. Misspelling. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to use 3001. I'm going to copy this right here and go 3001. I could probably remember that, but I'm going to throw this into the spreadsheet. Go 3001. All right, so that's the pool that we're going to use. I think that's the one I'm using right now, actually. So let's head over to Hashr8 OS. Let me check the chat, make sure I'm on track here. I'm not doing anything too stupid. All right, cool. Y'all are just chatting it up over there. That's all good. What's up, Serpent XSF? I can never say that. Serpent X Special Forces. That's how I'm going to always say it. All right, cool stuff. Glad you guys are chatting it up over there. All right, so again, I'm already mining it, so I want to start at the very beginning though. So what we will do is you would obviously you would have to be logged in to Hashr8 OS, have a rig actually up and mining, or actually up and connected to Hashr8 OS before you can move forward with that. And I've got videos on Hashr8 OS, so make sure that if you want to get on Hashr8 OS, and then you can check out those videos. I think I have a actual playlist right here. So I have plenty of videos on how to set it up, how to mine certain coins. I don't have one on swap yet, I don't think, so that's why I'm doing a swap video on it. But yeah, it goes through all the install stuff. So take a look at those if you want to get to this particular point right here. All right. So the first thing you would do if you wanted to start fresh is you would go to wallets, and you have to let's go ahead and add a wallet. And a wallet can have multiple coins in it, like a real wallet, right? So we are going to call it YouTube, just so I can separate it out. Then you can add a coin to it right away. So I'm going to add swap. And I'm actually going to put YT after it for YouTube so that I know that this is one that I can delete later. So the coin is going to be XWP. I think you can type in swap right here as well. Yep. All right. Then please select the pool. Now, oh shoot, I already have it in there. But we're going to have, okay, so by default, this pool right here, the swap official, is not there. Okay, so the only thing that's going to be listed is Kryptonite, Fair Pool, Hero Miners, Mining Ocean, and Solo Pool. This one right here is not going to be there. So you have to add it, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. All right, so we are going to choose Hero Miners for now. We'll go mid-range. Password X, and then the wallet. So the wallet address has to be your receiving address. So here's what their wallet looks like, the desktop wallet anyway. And then we're going to go and copy that address. And I actually already had it in the spreadsheet as well. I copied it from there earlier. Then we're going to right-click, paste as plain text. Looks good. And then we're going to choose which miner. Let's see. So because I already had, oh no, okay. So it's kind of leading us down the right path for the miner based on the coin. The coin is already in Hashr8 OS, so it's already supported natively. It wasn't something that I had to add, I don't think. I'll have to double check that, but I think that this is already in there. Actually, it's got to be, yeah, with all these different pools that are available. Yeah. All right, so it's letting us know that based on what we've chosen up here for the coin, which miners are in Hashr8 OS for us to use. So in this case, I'm going to use GMiner 1.92, the latest version of GMiner. And for now, we're not going to add any mining settings or anything like that. But that's where you would do it if you had to. If you had to make a change to a parameter for GMiner, you would do it in here. And then we are going to click Save. So now we have a new wallet called YouTube that has swap, our address, the pool, and which miner. All right, let me go over here. Now, what you have to do now, because that pool wasn't in there that we wanted, then you would go to Custom Mining. Yeah, see, I haven't added swap in here, so it was definitely in there already. So click on Custom Mining on the left, and then you're going to click on Pools. And you can see here I've already added swap official, but we're going to add another one just so that we can walk through all the steps. So this is not going to be there by default. None of this is going to be there. We could delete it, but I'm already mining to it. I don't think it would affect it if I did delete it, as long as the miner doesn't restart. So, but that's okay. We'll just add. We're going to call it swap official. Oops. All right, well, maybe we won't. Swap official, and then I want to let me press space. All right, and then we'll go YouTube there, just so I know that that's the one I need to get rid of. The e-wallet, that is your address, your mining address, I believe is what that is referring to. URL template, we would use, if you want to know what you probably should put there, just click on help over here, and it kind of walks you through the different options, and it gives you an example here. Now I think that this particular pool it doesn't want you to use rig name with the near the address, the receiving address. I think you have to separate it out. So and honestly, I did not find out how to, because this pool requires if you go to the pool and go to, what does it say? Yeah, right here. It says password can be your worker name. So that's how it actually separates out your worker whenever you look at your statistics. And I didn't figure that out before the stream, so I don't know how to get it to go password. If there's someone from Hashr8 in here, that would be cool if you could tell us how to configure this particular aspect to show to use the rig name as the password. So maybe you could. Yeah, I don't know where you would put it. Anyway, all right, let's move on. So you're gonna go eval here, URL template. I think all you have to do is percent URL percent. The auth type in this case is just going to be wallet, and I'm basically just mimicking what's over here, except down to a certain point here. So I'm going to close this so it's not too confusing. The coins, we're going to put swap in there. The pool mode, I have been choosing default. Connection type, default. And then here's where you would add a URL. So this is where your pool URL is going to go. And this gets a little tricky because different pools require different things. So in this case, I'm just going to put pool.xwp.one and port 3001. So if we come over here, it has to be in here like this. So we put a colon and then 3001. So that's your pool URL and the port. Some of them might require the Stratum TCP, but I don't believe this one does. So I think that we can just leave it just like this and it should work. So then we're going to click save. Got the little green indication. So now we have a brand new one. And if you look at this one compared to this one that is currently working, it looks, yeah, identical. So it should work. So then we would come back over to dashboard. You could go to rigs too, I guess. The dashboard, and then click on the rig that you want to assign, or you could go put a check mark here, click action, and then mining. You could probably pause it as well, but in this case, we're not changing much. I think we'll be all right. So we're gonna go action and then mining. It's asking you, are you sure you want to change it? Yep. And this is an NVIDIA rig, by the way. So the wallet, we're going to change that to YouTube. Swap, which is the only coin that's in that wallet, right? And then the miner is GMiner 1.92. Apply to all. You see it immediately took the rig offline. Not offline, it's still online, but it's restarting the miner, right? So if we go to the console, so this is what it actually executed right here. So all I did was I went up one arrow, right? Actually, yeah. Okay, you know what we didn't do? We forgot. I like this we stuff, right? Yeah, I forgot to change one thing here. So if we go to wallets, go back to wallets. We added that custom pool, but we didn't change it in the actual wallet here. So you have to go to wallets, go back to the one that you want to change, which is XWP right here. Edit wallet. See how it's still set up for hero miners. And then we're going to go edit coin. And then the pool, we're going to change it to swap official YouTube, right? Which is the one that we just created, the custom pool that we added. And then it's going to have to, you're going to have to put a check mark there, and then also put in your address again, which I have that over here. Throw that in there like that, and then click save. All right, now I think that it's probably, now we have to click here on the rig again. Actually, let's see, Let's do this the slickest way. Let's go put a check mark there. Actions, mining. Okay. Okay, so it's already done. But you know what? It's not. You see? Oh, there it goes. Okay, so it actually did switch over. Whenever I don't know if it was already doing that or if it just did that because of what we just did. I don't know. I think that maybe you have to do what I just did. Go to mining and tell it to and apply it for it to actually go. You can see now it changed to this pool here. Still doing XWP. I don't think so. General chat, I don't know. I don't do a lot of Discord stuff. Let me look. You know what? It was down in, my bad. It looks like I probably accidentally moved it down to rig builds for some reason. It's up there now. It's up there in the top now. Yeah, general is at the very top. Sorry about that. I probably did that accidentally somehow. All right, so now we are back. Looks like we are back up in mining and we are on the official pool. If we go over here we look at our rig notifications. That's something we kind of want to keep an eye on, and it'll kind of give us an idea of the health of our connection and our rig and what's going on with it. We also have power consumption here. We'll talk about that in a minute. But pretty much you should see, the last thing you should see is miner started. That's usually, if everything's going well, then that's going to be the last thing you see. If you start seeing like miner disconnected, miner reconnected, you know, then you've obviously got a problem. So something to just keep an eye on. What I like to do is, especially after I assign something initially or brand new, is I will clear them, and then that way I know if I start seeing notifications that I need to really take a look at it. All right, let me check over here and see if Brandon Coin's doing anything. Oh, he is live. Okay. All right, cool. So we are going to head over there. I asked him today if he was going live, but I did it on Twitter, and I don't know if he looks at that very often as far as messages. I think I asked him yesterday. Anyway, so let's see here. I'm going to go a few more minutes here, though, because I want to, there's a couple other things I want to do. First off, we need to check to see, so we're going to go to home, and we're going to check the stats here. So we're going to look up here. You can see that it says less than a minute ago that it was, the last solution was submitted. You can see here the graph rate is 24, although that should increase to about what you see right here over time, right? And let's see here. And some of this is older because I was already mining to this pool. Yeah, it might take a minute, Shuby. I don't know, but it is up there in the top now on mine. Maybe do a refresh or something on your end. I don't think I have to do anything on my end. I just moved it though, so it might take some replication time there. All right. So we look good here. Now if we go, we want to look at overclock settings real quick. So let's go to Hashr8 OS, and we see our rig in here. Everything looks solid. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and go to tuning. So this is where you could tell this is a little 6 GPU rig, older 10 series cards, still pretty decent cards though. In my opinion, they do pretty well. You can see that these are the overclock settings. You got core and memory, and then power, fan percentage. If it's 0, I think it kicks it to auto, and then target temperature, right? So I believe all these except for All right, if we were going to look at this and find out what we're off of coin2mine.today, so you'd head over there, and that would get you in a pretty good spot for figuring out a good starting point for overclock settings. So in my case, I'm going to go with a GTX 1070. The algorithm is Kookaroo 29S, and then search. So you can see here they've got it at the most popular one is 100/500, which is what I'm already at. 100/500, and I think actually no, you know what? I did get that from that database. But if you start with what to mine, it's actually not bad, right? So if you start with these values, you see the values down there below. If you start with those, you'll be all right too, as far as a starting point. You can see that they give you an idea for what to use. If you want to get a little bit more granular, you would go to Overclock Panda's database here and search for your GPU. If you want to just get them all, then just leave this one blank like that, and then you can leave the algorithm and then click search, and then you can clearly see that Kookaroo 29S is more of an NVIDIA type algorithm, right? You don't see any AMD on here at all, I don't think. All the way down. Yeah, no AMD at all. So people just don't mine it with AMD because it's just not profitable, right? So if you were to come over and do, like we did earlier, you know, we did this search and we didn't find anything. It was pretty far down here before it showed up on the profitability chart, which isn't even profitable because you're losing 11 cents a day per GPU. So, and that's with a Radeon 7. So that is how I determined what overclock settings to use here. And I think, I want to say that that 1080 was, is that the same? Might be. Yeah, all of the, you can see down here, I did a little bit of homework before the stream. So all of the 10 series basically should be, starting off anyway, should be 100 and 500 with probably a 70 or 75% TDP, thermal design power setting. So in other words, your power limit right here would be about 70 to 75% of the maximum TDP for that card. So that you can see these are all 115. I probably could drop like the 1070 down a little bit, maybe to 105, and probably not lose much GPS there, grafs per second. But I'm just kind of goofing around with it, so I'll leave it right there for now. And then on the 1660s, you got core at 80 and memory at 1100, and that's from Overclock Panda's database. And then 2070s, you got core 200, mem 0. And then 2080s, if you're lucky enough to have one of those, then you got core 100 and mem 500. And that's all if you are, this is just a good starting point, everybody. So, yeah. Just a good starting point for your overclock settings. All right, let's go ahead and do a little bit of calculations here for profitability, or at least, actually, you know what? I'll wait on this because Brandon's already live, so I'm going to end it here. I think we covered pretty much everything that I wanted to, except for maybe I was going to go through this. I've got this little calculation sheet here for actually, changing around, playing around with some overclock settings and seeing if it works out better or worse or whatever. So maybe I'll do this, and while we're watching Brandon Coin, and I'll maybe do a video on this for tomorrow or something, maybe a premiere or something. So yeah, that is cool. I'm actually pretty excited that Brandon's back here. I think that is super cool. I'm glad. Let's see here. Why isn't he showing up on here though? I know I have notifications on. Brandon Coin. Uh-oh. Be right back. What? Alright, so let me paste this, copy this and paste it over there. Hopefully he's alright. Hopefully he's got his good internet. Well, while we're waiting on, let's see. This is live. Yeah, does anybody know if you can type into my chat here what is going on? I don't know why he said he'd be right back, or if he was able to even do that. I don't know. Yeah, Nick's asking if he bailed. I don't know. I do not know. All right, so what I'll do is I guess I'll just continue on then. Oh, there he is.
Okay, well, this video.
All right, so yeah, this will do it for me. I'm going to end it here, and I will again I'll probably go ahead and do a little bit more, maybe on the overclocks, you know, play around with some overclock settings and maybe do a video on that. But until then, that's it for me. Let's go ahead and head over to Brandon Coins. I'm excited because he's back. I will see you guys next time, probably tomorrow sometime, definitely tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody.